The bulls are back, clearly. This is NC Hammer Crypto. My name's Neil, keeping technical analysis short and sweet. Like always, starting with Bitcoin, we have this downward trend, which we clearly broke, tested, and then had that upward push. Refreshing this because something happened with my screen. We see that this hammer should clearly be pushed right here at the 108, the previous high, and we had that push up. If we get a close above this area, we can expect that continuation upwards to follow out within this orange lines that I have placed. Yeah, clearly we had the drop, another drop, another drop, and this was the final drop. A little bit of consolidation before that reversal, and everybody starts picking up more Bitcoin, kicking off the altcoin season for many coins. CTSI, if you have not entered this, I know someone has, but this is probably one of the best opportunities for you. For those who are trapped way up here or higher, we will be looking at reaching those areas once yet again. Look at this volume alone. CTSI is looking very healthy, pushing up over that 200 EMA. The RSI is right at the 50. We're getting support. Yeah, this one for 8 cents and an all-time high of $1.79. Not a bad bet for entry, even if you're doing for a swing trade or a scalp. I mean, this thing, we see it pushes up quick, had that scalp off, and then we could have another push up beyond this, and it may start maintaining some support. And entering at this point in time is not a bad idea. None of this is financial advice. IOTX, building some support off of that upward black trend line. All of my maps, or I guess trading view has been acting kind of wonky. We have this upward trend line. We have this support right here. We have a little bit of a higher low, but it has not closed. We have a little bit of an oversold area in the RSI. We could see that push back up towards this 200 EMA. And when that breaks, we need to hold. The next resistance would be 0.03. And we see that it's kind of changing towards being a little bit more bullish with what Bitcoin is doing. But IOTX is not a bad one either. We could see this thing pushing up all the way up here to around 49 cents from around almost 3 cents. Not a bad ROI. Spell. Here we go. I'm getting a little bit of movement. Trying to hold support on that upward trend line, trying to get a little bit closer to that 200 EMA. Mainly, I want to see it get over that 200 EMA in this downward trend line before looking at an entry on Spell. Tornado Cash, I did a separate video specifically on this, but I'm going to keep reminding you guys, you can trade it on MEXC. It's right here. The reference link is in the description below. If you use it, you get $10 USDT free. And we are currently at $14, original entry at $7.50, and another entry here around $13, breaking this downward trend line. We see that it's got a lot of bullish momentum. $15 is the real resistance, but beyond that, double money is very easy to achieve. And the cup and handle, when that plays out, the all-time high for this is $459, and we are at $14. If you missed your $7, $13, $14 entry, now is not a bad time as the 200 EMA is coming up. CM Guppy's pushing it up. Everything is on fire for Tornado Cash. But yeah, go check out the other video for more information on that. Doge, 25 cents is what we need to get above. High volume, picking up, increasing in price, even with this amount of volume in the red candle. We see that it is trying to break this 25 cents. If you have not entered Doge is a very good entry at this exact point. If you did not enter anywhere in the 21 cents, this is still a good entry point as Bitcoin is pushing upwards, and we see the coins typically tend to follow. So it would be very easy to hit this 29 cent mark for Dogecoin. Very unlikely that we are going to push back down into resistance, as this 21 cent mark has clearly stabilized and shown that it is support. Aerodrome, major push up, downward wedge. We expect this is probably going to touch this area. I believe we might see a little bit of retracement and then break this once more before taking off for Aerodrome. but you've had your opportunity to get in at this low point. They call it buy the dip for a reason, so this would be buying the dip, and the 200 EMA is coming up to push this thing up towards a new all-time high. Flare, sneaking in flare, pushed up off the 200 EMA. Personally, I would like to see a little bit more consolidation. Ultimately, would not be entering until above 0.023. It does make the risk a little bit more entering in that area, as if we were looking at a downward channel, this is kind of what you would want to see. So if it breaks beyond this area, that's where you kind of want to see your entry. However, if we get a rejection, we could be testing it once more before ultimately breaking that still. But Flare is partnering with XRP. If you got a bag of XRP, you will be able to stake it on Flare for a high percentage APY if you're looking for passive income for just having money sitting around while the money actually increases in price. Compound. Weeks, months, I've been talking about Compound. It's up and down. While you may be stuck in other currency, trading other currencies, this has been moving very nicely and fluidly, and we see that it's getting some support off this upward black trend line. Ultimately, the 618 is all the way up here at $50, so you have your potential entry at 44, but the all-time high is 1,000 or 956, and so breaking this downward trend line is ultimately what we need to see. If you want to wait for that potential entry, that's a good idea too, but you can see that there's a lot of support on this lower end, and we are starting to push upward with Bitcoin starting to push up as well. I do not think that we are going to see these lower points for Compound. $44 turning into 956 or more. Not a bad entry for Compound. Actually, I'm going to do quant on a different video so we can break it down. I'll do quant with XCN. How about that? We're going to sneak in BNT and DNT on this one. BNT. Ultimately, let's readjust these lines. A little confusing. Oh, this is what we're looking at. We want to see some support off of that. There's a lot of confusion in here, a lot of back and forth. The 618 is down at the 200 EMA. But I think with Bitcoin pulling up, we may be testing this downward trend yet again. When it breaks that, the next stopping point is here around 9.2. But if it blasts through that, 618 is up here at $1.30. That is double money. It is doing downward consolidation, which is actually very healthy. For the market, for it to get those big push-ups, it needs to be healthy and consolidated, and then the 200 EMA just slaps it in the face and takes it to a new level. I'm going to do XYO with QNT, so we'll split that up. DNT, consolidation. I know this is a long play for those of you who are in it. We had the test whenever we broke this downward trend line, retest, and then that major push-up. And now we're just playing with the 200 EMA, breaking it down until we can get up over it, most likely above the 0.03, and beyond that, real quick movements to 0.05 and beyond for DNT. And we've seen that my predictions were incorrect before. I thought we were going to be hitting around 0.05 and then having a retrace, which we did more or less. I mean, it was a little off, but we had that pullback, and then I had no idea we were going to see that kind of a high for DNT. I put my money elsewhere, but DNT has the potential to do the exact same thing, and that one push up from where that was at, let's see, broke downward trend line. It was over 600% increase in price in a few weeks. Pretty insane. But you'll start seeing that with the other markets. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't. References in the description below for MEXC and a bunch of other stuff. And good luck. Have fun with it. See you on the next one.